So you're probably wondering, what is this awesome secret that will allow me to save time, money, and to eat healthier? Well, 2 words for you: meal prep. I'm sure you've heard of meal prepping before, and you're probably thinking, you know what, I just don't have time for that. That just takes way too much time and energy and thought into doing that. Well, you're right, it does take a little bit of preparation and planning, but trust me, it's well worth it. How many times have you got up in the morning, maybe, you've hit the snooze button a little bit too many times, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I just don't have the time to make my lunch for today. You know what? I'll just buy something in the cafeteria or get something at work out of a vending machine. And that does save you time, but it also is going to add up quite a bit of money if you continue to do this for a while. And it's not exactly the healthiest option. And once you come home from work, you're probably too exhausted to even think about fixing something for dinner. So what do you end up doing? You probably end up going to a fast food place or getting carryout, which again will save you time, but it's not exactly the best for your pocketbook or for your health. With meal prepping, it saves you time because you don't have to worry about fixing your food because you already have it fixed and it's in the refrigerator waiting for you to just heat it up. It saves you money because you don't have to worry about spending it at a restaurant or takeout or at a fast food place or a vending machine. And it's healthier for you because since you fix the meals, you know exactly what's in them and what you're eating. So I have some examples of some meal prep containers that you can buy. And here's one for like some small stuff. I actually have some food already in this. It holds about, I want to say 2 cups. There's a larger option. This holds probably about 3 to 4. And then there's also another little smaller one for maybe a side salad or just some kind of side dish. These are all glass. Of course, you don't have to use glass. This is just a preference for me and Wayne. This is what we like. You can use Tupperware containers. Any kind of plastic container will do. We recently just switched over to using glass. And like I said, it was really just a preference for me because I think they clean up nicer. After so many washings and microwaving the plastic ones, they can get kind of cruddy. And that's fine because you can throw them out because they're pretty inexpensive. We used to have some plastic meal prep containers, much like the ones that you get from Chinese carry-out restaurants. They're the round ones with the top. There's also some that are square. They work just fine. And we'll leave a link in the description below to where you can buy some of those if you would like. And of course, you don't have to get any kind of specific meal prep containers. You can use whatever container you have at home. So remember that video when we talked about nutrition facts? Meal prepping is a great example of how you can utilize that. Say that you cook all your ingredients into a crock pot. And after it's done, you can divide it into 6 or 7 or however much of the meal that you have into these nice little containers. While you're cooking your food, you can write down the calories of all the ingredients that you used and the fat and carbs and protein if you want to include that. And once you divided out your meal into your little containers, all you have to do is divide your calorie number by how many containers of food you have, like 6 or 5 or 3. And that way you know exactly how much calories you are eating in your meal. It's a very good way to track your calories and to help you lose weight and to kind of stay on track. So let me just show you an example of what I did. So I am preparing my lunch that I'm going to be eating for my work week. And what I did was I decided what I wanted to eat. I got all the ingredients at the grocery store and came home. And yesterday I spent maybe about 45 minutes or so just cooking up everything. And I distributed it into the little containers. So I ended up making about 5 of these. So I have plenty for my lunch at work, and I also have a couple that I can eat for dinner. So I don't have to be thinking about what I'm going to be eating for lunch during my work week. And I also don't have to worry about spending money at the cafeteria. I think there's many advantages to meal prepping. It does take a little planning and preparation, but like I said in the beginning, I think it's well worth it. And once you get into it, you'll find that it's really not that difficult to do.
We're aware that meal prep is not necessarily the most interesting thing, But it does, however, keep you from doing a lot of things you shouldn't do, such as impulsive buying, impulsive eating, just making decisions kind of irrationally. If you prep your meal in advance in one of these things, you know what's there, you know you can eat it, and you know exactly what it's going to do for you if you do eat it. You don't have to second guess yourself when you're eating something like this. You know exactly what it's doing for you. Emily and I very often spent a lot of our money going out to places such as fast food restaurants, and it's okay to go to a dinner or something like that, but when we were spending too much money just on the normal lunch or dinner every day that we were eating, it was costing us a lot of money in the long run. I actually have a saying with Emily and I: if we spend more money at the grocery, we're spending less money in the fast food. Less money spent in fast food is healthier for you, and it's going to save you a lot of money. There's some people that say they just can't afford to eat healthy. That's not true. You just got to pick the right foods, and you got to spend them in the right quantities. Buying larger portions of foods and cooking them all up at once saves you a lot of time, a lot of money, and it can just make it a lot more convenient for you.